What's up, YouTube? Prepared wander out in the woods today. I've got a review for you that is going to be very interesting, so you're going to want to stick around for this because this is something that, quite frankly, I wasn't really expecting when I got this, and it's going to be interesting. We're going to check it out together for the first time, and I hope you enjoy the video. Stick around. So, I was contacted by Gerber knives not too long ago, and they wanted me to check out a product that they just came out with. Now, I have a little bit of a relationship with Gerber. They've sent me some knives and some other gear to check out. I've done some reviews for them in the past. They've been very gracious to bless the channel with sending stuff, and I'm definitely appreciative because, of course, I can't afford to go out and buy all this new gear all the time. So it was really cool that they sent me this new knife, and I wanted to show you guys this thing for the first time. Now, when they told me about it, of course I went out online and did some research to see what it was, and I was really surprised by what it was. It was like, this is something very unusual. I've never seen anything like this on the market. So we're going to check it out together for the first time today. I have not taken this out in the woods yet. This is the first maiden voyage for it. This is the Gerber Double Down Folding Machete. Now, a folding machete in itself is an interesting concept because a machete is a tool that you beat the living daylights out of, and it needs to be strong and it needs to be safe. So a folding concept was intriguing and a little concerning at first. The second thing that's really interesting about this, it looks like a gigantic balisong flipping knife, but it's not. And it's a little bit different safety-wise. So first thing out of the box, it comes with a very nice quality nylon sheath that is belt and MOLLE compatible. So that's pretty cool. You can't beat that. I think a sheath, having a good sheath with your tool is important. And Gerber did a nice job with this one. It really holds it well, and I like that there's a MOLLE option. So that's pretty cool. So we'll set that aside. Now we get into the actual knife itself. Comes in a couple colors. I think this is the sage green. There's also a black model. There is a safety lock on the bottom. Okay. Now once you undo that, the knife does not open at all. It's because there are two buttons on either side of the handle. You see those? You push those in, and that allows the knife to open fully. So once it's fully open, then you put this safety lock back into place, and it helps keep the handles together. Now, overall, it's 15 inches. I believe it has about a 6 3/4 inch blade. It's made from 420HC steel and is made in the USA. This is not a China product. So if that's important to you, this is good to know. There is jimping on the back of the blade, and they say in the product description that this is for batoning. This helps, you know, with the batoning. I'm not sure about that. You know, either way, it doesn't matter to me if it's jimped or not. But it has a very contoured handle at the lower end. So, out of the gate, very interesting looking product. So the only way we're really going to know how this thing performs is beat the crap out of it, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try it on green wood, seasoned wood, splitting, batoning, machete type work, and we'll see how it performs. It's definitely an interesting design. It looks very quality made. I don't know. I like the looks of it. I'm hoping that it performs very well because I want to love this thing. I want this to go in my pack because I like the idea of a big knife that doesn't take up a lot of room. So let's get into it and see what this thing can do. So first test, we've got some green wood here, a sapling. Made pretty quick work of that. Of course, for delimbing. I'm working with kind of a disadvantage today. I've got if you notice, I've got an arm brace on. I've got some, I guess it's carpal tunnel, I don't know. My hand's going numb and it hurts all the time. Feels very secure in the hands. I wish I didn't have the arm brace because I think that it's affecting the feel a little bit for me. I may take it off and see how I do without it. So there's that. Now, let's find some dry wood. Pretty good sized branch. It's down. It may be kind of rotten, I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to take this arm brace off. Nice dry, seasoned wood. so it did just fine batoning. It's kind of a different feel in the handle when you're batoning because the shock is traveling through the handles, and since it's not a solid piece, you can kind of feel a little bit of give. Just, you know, there's a little bit of vibration, but it's nothing that's overwhelming or uncomfortable. It just feels different. It's kind of different feeling from a solid handled knife as opposed to this folding handle. Now, one thing to note with this folding handle, even when this is disengaged, this bottom lock, which really doesn't lock all that much, I mean, it only goes like that, you still can't open or close the knife handle because you have to engage these two buttons. And that takes a little bit of getting used to because you have to continually hold them in as you're closing and opening the knife. But it does work. It does keep it locked. There's no fear of this thing opening up on me while I'm working. You can hear it engage. It makes a solid click sound. So definitely it appears to be very safe. And that is still good and sharp, factory edge. Haven't touched that. So we've done the big chores with it, and it does just fine. No issues. So really now it's, as a large knife, machete, can you do other stuff with it? I don't know. We're gonna see. I think for creating feathers and shavings, I feel like I got more control if I choke up on it a little bit and use the upper handle instead of this lower part. It's just a little big to hold it that way, but if I choke up on it, I have a little bit more control. I just think it's going to take some experimentation and some getting used to. Okay, so getting some small feathers out of it. Not a lot. I mean, this is definitely not a fine task tool. This is a machete. It's a big chopper in a compact design, and that's what it's meant for. So hands definitely get tired doing feathers with this big of a knife. It's not, it's a lot to handle. This thing is a big tool, so it's definitely suited for big jobs, but it's passable. I mean, if this was going to be a one tool option for you, you could probably get by with it and make do. It's just going to take some practice and getting used to with any tool. Out of the box though, the quality of this thing is really amazing. And I think the price point is around $129, $130 on Amazon. There'll be a link in my store for it, so if you want to order it from there or just check out specs and reviews, you can do that. There's that jimping that I talked about. Kind of unusual. better look at the grips. That contouring. And actually there's even a bit of a swell to the blade. But all your grip is on the back. Up here, there's no grip, and it's square. And it's a little uncomfortable to grip it way up here, and it's probably not advisable to do that. I was doing that with the feather sticks, and it's not the most comfortable. It works, but it's all right. But all your grip is really designed to be back here. So, something to consider when you purchase this. There it is, made in the USA right there, stamped on it. Gerber. So, interesting, very interesting. What do I think of it? What's my overall impression? Well, I think it is a nice addition to a kit, especially like a haversack kit where you're limited on space. You know, you can't take a big hatchet or a machete. It's not something you want to carry on your belt, so if you want to just stick it in a haversack or a small day pack, this is good for that because of the compactness of it. Because once this thing folds down, it doesn't take up a lot of room. It's not overly heavy either. It's a nice, compact, lightweight option to give you some chopping power when in the woods. You know, you're not going to cut down gigantic trees with it, of course, but if you need to process firewood in a hurry and get some wood going for a fire, it definitely does that. It batons very well. It chops green and dry wood very well. It does take a little getting used to, just the feeling of it, because it is not a solid handled knife. There is a little flex when you're gripping it, but it's not much, and it really doesn't affect overall performance in any way. It does a nice job, and it's a pretty cool tool, I think, for the money. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit different, and you want something that's kind of compact, maybe for a bug out bag or an EDC kind of pack or something you throw in your truck, I don't know, this may be a great option for you. And you know, it performed fine. It's sharp. It's safe. I don't feel like that this thing's going to come open or closed on me while I'm using it in any way. The dual locks take a little getting used to, but once you get that done, it's a nice little tool. Compact, and you can fit this in your pocket and still have a big blade. So comparing that with a smaller, finer knife for the fine shavings and curls on your softer woods, it's a great option. So you know, overly pretty impressed with it. Not bad, Gerber. I think you guys did a pretty good job with this. I like it, and as they say on the knife shows, it will kill. No, it's a cool tool. I really like it. I dig it. It's pretty fun. It's just something different, and it's well designed, well made for a US made blade by Gerber. You can't beat it. I've carried Gerber knives since I was a teenager, and have always liked Gerber. And I'm really happy to see that them coming back with these USA made knives. I like that they're, you know, designed and made in the United States, and you know, the quality is really getting back to the old days of Gerber. I think they're really trying to do some cool stuff, and this is no exception. This double dam folding machete is a pretty nice tool, and it's a lot of fun to use. And I'm definitely going to keep this in my haversack and keep using it. Check it out on Amazon. Check out Gerber's website. See what you think. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time on Prepared Wanderer.